This is Tony Bridgett. Tony's been holding a fishing rod on and off for nearly 50 years. Fishing means a great deal to him. In this programme, we're going to be exploring the different kinds of fishing on offer in this wonderful area of central Britain, known as the Peak District. The Peak District became Britain's first national park in 1951. Covering an area of 555 square miles, it has a diverse variety of landscape that is home to a huge range of industries and activities. The Peak District has something for everyone. Most important for us is the fact that the geology of this beautiful area has provided fishermen with some of planet Earth's best fishing rivers and streams. In this series, we're going to be sampling the delights that the Peak District's waters have to offer. Nestling in a quiet corner of the privately owned Beresford estate, the fishing temple has stood for over 300 years. It enjoys a sheltered environment here in Derbyshire Dales and is all but completely surrounded by the meandering River Dove.
Yeah, so here we've got the fishing hut, although it's affectionately known now worldwide as the fishing temple. It was erected in 1674. We can see the date just above the portal on the building there, and it was built by Charles Cotton. He was the incumbent up at Beresford Hall, which is a little way just up there, a stone's throw from the temple. It was built for somewhere where he could take his friends and have a beer or a sandwich or something of the like when they were fishing down here. It was built by Cotton to the memory of Izaak Walton, and Izaak Walton is probably the most famous name in fishing writers. His book, The Compleat Angler, was first published in 1653. Unfortunately, Izaak Walton never saw the building as it stands now. When it was being put up and Isaac came up on his last visit, and he was an old man of nearly 80 there, and a long journey from Winchester to come here on horseback. And the building was just up to the portal there, and he never actually saw it complete.
Tony's been given special access to use Cotton's fishing temple as the starting point for his fishing adventures. Some days he may only wander a few yards from this spot, on others he may travel many miles in search of a new fish and a new story.
Well, what an absolutely fabulous day. I bet Charles Cotton wished he was here right now. But here we are. It's June the 8th. It's always said in Derbyshire that the mayfly fishing is about June the 9th, so we're really right on for that. So I'm expecting a good hatch of fly in a little bit of time. But let's first of all, I want to go and join my friend Colin over here, and we're going to have a look at some insects hopefully and talk about the mayfly itself. Colin, what have you got there?
Looking at the mayfly hatch, and they're sitting on almost like a prefibber face.
One just up there above your head.
There we go. Oh, right, this guy here.
Yeah.
It's looking like this. So is that the male or the female? Is that the
That's
male
a female. That's a female. You can see the size.
Oh, right.
The size of it.
And
yeah.
So she's going to sit there pretty
much.
much.
She will sit there, depending on the atmosphere. But it'd probably be early evening, 6 p.m. this evening, 7 o'clock perhaps.
Oh, amazing.
And her skin will split, and out. That's the sub imago, and you can tell it's the sub imago. You see how dull the wings on, you cannot see through
Oh,
them.
they're not transparent, are they? They're quite opaque
that's
still.
with
So.
the airs on them.
And are they still quite soft? Yeah, there's softish. That's
yeah. And then later on, she will split from there, and the other insect, the imago, will come from inside there. But you can note the size of the tails. Now the tails are just not too big.
They're they're very sensitive actually. Incredibly sensitive. Just interesting about the eyes here as well. You know what the function of the eyes are here.
Right. Now, if she's a female, the eyes will be on the side.
Yeah, which they are definitely.
And if it's the male, then the eyes are on the top of the head.
And would she be inclined to fly again once she's done this initial flight, or is that it's out of the water,
no,
up onto the leaf?
Yeah, she's just come off the water somewhere here.
Yeah.
And she's just going through this other metamorphosis stage now.
It's astounding.
And it is. I think probably it's fairly unique. It's the ephemeridæ. It's just go through this other phase.
It's a beautiful thing, really.
But to think that another insect can come out of that is mind blowing, isn't it? Really?
I'm just fascinated as a lepidopterist to have a flying pupil phase, which I suppose
is unusual.
They've got to get out of the water fairly quickly, otherwise they're going to be hit very, very quickly by the fish. So it's up and out, and then change again quickly to. Because they've obviously not reached complete sexual maturity at this phase. Although one would suspect what's actually going inside, even while they're in the river. She did move a little bit there. While they're actually in the river, the inside it must be almost like a shell that's here to take it out, and then full phase of the wings then develop, and then I guess the sexual organs, which will be in the bottom region here. Plus the eggs must be developed as well.
Yeah. I mean the eggs are in there now. I mean if you put her under a microscope, you would be able to see the eggs as well. And she's carrying about 3,000.
That's absolutely staggering. Yeah. Well, most butterflies and moths, I think the biggest number that an insect will lay is a large copper, which will lay 800 eggs.
Right.
Which is, and they're very, very small. And of course, you think about if they're laying 4,000 eggs, and you've got 4,000, you end up a massive pot. So only 2 for every pair must actually make it through.
Right. Yeah.
So I guess it could be on a sort of 1 or a 2 year phase. That's a big question, really. So how long has it taken to reach that phase?
And then, of course, when she reaches maturity, which will be this evening time, and then she will join the males in the dance where they actually mate up. Then she will return to the river, and she'll lay the eggs from her ovipositor, and then she will die. So we're looking at it. I mean, that insect has been 1 to 2 years developing on the bottom of the river, and then suddenly in two to 3 days, she's reaching a final stage.
It's all done and dusted. Just here. Can you see? You got it.
Now that's an iron blue dun. And, there's one now.
Yeah, got one just here. That's beautiful.
Now that's the final stage. Yeah. You can see the size of the tails, and look at the beautiful colour.
And the body's much paler. It's got a couple of
can you see
brown rings here.
There, John. Can you get a good shot at that now? And you can see the wings are now transparent.
Yeah.
And the tails have gone to full size.
Yeah, they're almost an inch, just slightly over an inch long.
Yeah. And then if you can see the eyes.
Yeah, the eyes, they're on the side, that one. It's actually quite iridescent as well. Although they're transparent, the wings, they've got a lovely iridescence on them.
This isn't going to put any trout on the plate talking about these.
Okay,
so
I'll put this
let's
one
go in
back
and try and imitate that with an artificial fly and see how we go on. Right, Colin, we've been having a look at the real insects on the river, but there's 2 ways as we can go about this in the actual tying of the fly. It's one way of trying to make a perfect representation of that insect. The trouble with that in doing that, we tend to, when a fish has got the fly, it tends to mash it all up and it isn't any good again.
You've got to make it a bit harder and a little bit stiffer.
Yeah, what I'm going to tie now is a representation of a mayfly, but it will be like a footprint. So it will just put something on the water that looks like the insect.
So just get it literally pure imitation.
Yeah. So what we do is start off with a hook.
And what sort of size hook you can use for it?
I'm going to use a size 10, and it's what we call a long shanked.
Yeah.
I'll just take 2 or 3 hooks. It's a long shanked hook. And that's the hook itself. And as you can see, that's actually got a micro barb that's on it.
Yeah.
But if I want to take the barb off, I just put it sideways in the vise and then just clip it, and it's push the barb down. So instead of buying a barbless hook, I can get the barb when I put it on. So I just fix that in the vise now. Yeah. Then just give it a little test to just see as it's nice and secure. And then I'm going to start off with some yellow tyne thread.
And so you just build that onto the body,
onto the
shank, and then.
That's right. It's just a matter of getting everything secure.
Yeah.
At one time when we used silk, which is what Charles Cotton would have been doing when they were tying their flies, you would have needed to wax it.
Yeah.
This is nearly all from nylon threads now, and so we don't need to.
And it's actually quite buoyant as well, is
it? No, it's. I don't think it has any properties like that. It just ties everything together. So what we do is start off by just winding 2 or 3 turns, but as you can see, we're going clockwise all the time.
Yeah.
And now I'm just coming over and trapping this stub end. I'm just going to go down a bit.
So you're actually going over the thread and then...
That's right, I'm just trapping it with the thread. So I haven't tied any knots in.
Yeah.
It's just being held there.
It's quite a neat little bit of kit, isn't it, for the...
These are all modern ideas. And they've certainly made fly tying a lot easier than it used to be in the old days, where you'd have tied them in your fingers.
Straight off from a reel, it's going to be quite difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really nice.
And what I'm going to do with this particular fly, as I say, it's called the shadow mayfly, and this is a slight variation I have on it, because normally I would tie into 2 red cockhackles now, just as a wing, but I'm going to use this hen grizzle, which has been dyed. I'm just going to take a couple of the feathers out on that one, and then what I do with those is I put them back to back, so you can see how they actually
quite self the wings really, aren't they?
Yeah. So what I do is just try and get those levelled up, and then I put the 2 together so that they form a wing, and then I'm going to put them on top of the hook, and I'm doing what we call a pinch and loop here. It's just that I pinch those together to hold them, and then I loop the thread over the top and pull down. If I took it round and continued the clockwise movement, it would just push the feathers over.
Oh, I see what you mean,
so by putting the loop in and pulling down...
They almost look like the wrong way round, is it? Are you going to flip those back again?
I shall do in a minute, yeah. So what I'm going to do, they're secured now, so I'm just going to pull the rest of those fibres back, and then I'm going to work my way down towards the tail. Now when I get part way down, I'm just going to trim them off, get rid of those, and then what I actually want now is some gold tinsel.
Quite beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, there's all this stuff is done for fly tying, and we've got lots and lots of stuff. So there, I've got some tinsel, which I'm going to use as a ribbing. So I'll just take so much of that out and just cut that off, the other back in there. Right, then I'm just going to catch hold at the end of that, hold it underneath the hook, and then just bind it in, and still continue down, making sure that I've got a nice firm grip on that. Just try and get that out of the way, and then I'm going to come back up the body to where I'm very close to where the wings were tied in. Now what I'm going to do is pull them back. So I catch hold to the wings and pull them back. Now I'm going to push those wings in an upright position by using the thread and just using that to push it. So it's pushing it back up.
Gives that sort of similar angle you've got to the,
so it's changing
the real beast.
So there we are. They're now upright. And then what I can do is put a figure of 8 with the thread back through, so that secures the wings fairly
that's
open.
pretty much.
So right, I continue with that now, up towards the eye of the hook, and then I finish at that. Right, now what I'm going to take is, this again is a grizzle and it's been dyed, but I'm going to take, this is a cock, as opposed to those two hackles there, which were a hen.
Yeah.
And then I've just pulled that off, and I've got the bit there, just take the few fibres off, so that I've got something to secure it with. So what I do now is I secure that by, again, taking the thread round.
Are these going to imitate the legs?
And then I've got that secured now. Now what I need to do is just start taking that in what we call a palmer of the hook. So take hold of the hackle, and I just go round and round, just working my way back down.
This is actually quite whiskery, isn't it?
So what actually this does, when we get a fish in it gives that impression of like a buzz effect of the insect on the water.
I guess these little tiny fibres are going to sit under the water almost like the legs would be.
And they'll move. They should move as well. Yeah. So when I get down where I'm getting quite close to the end, again, another useful tool is hackle pliers, and I just put those on the end to just get a secure grip, and then I just continue winding down.
It's running out of.
Right. So now my thread's up there, so what I'm going to use to secure that feather is this ribbing that I put in. So I just take that round and start to go back up the body again, and then I can just snip that off. Well, it doesn't come off, so I'll come back to it. And then I just work this by moving the ribbing as I put it on. It will go through the fibres.
Just try not to trap too many in the process.
Yeah, it's doing quite well actually.
It looks pretty nice, isn't it? Really,
and then we come up, and then when we're getting towards the end now, I just tie it in. So take the thread round the back of the ribbing, and just secure that. Then with the scissors, I can just take off that little bit that was left, and then just take off some of the ribbing.
Very nice.
And then what I do with finger and thumb now is pull it all back so that I can get the head of the insect tied in.
I see.
So just go over that now several
it's
times.
Almost like the actual eyelet here is almost imitating the head, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
The eyes of the insect.
So I put that on. It's all secure now. So what I use is a whip finish tool. I can do this by hand, but it does when you've got used to using a whip finish tool. A whip finish tool. Okay. And so what I do with that is just make a whip finish on the top. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 turns, and then I just take it out, and that's now secure.
That's a good bit of kit.
So just taking that,
you can see
trimming it up.
Made that thickness, so it's got that nice little goldy look to it as well.
So then I've got this varnish. What I'm going to do now is just put varnish over the head, and that will seal it.
Yeah.
And that's the fly done. And that's what they call a shadow mayfly. My variation on a shadow mayfly, because instead of using a normal grizzle, which is black and white, I've used a dyed version, and then instead of using red hackles...
It looks surprisingly real, actually, if you go some distance away.
It gives you that impression of buzz.
Yeah.
And I must say that out of all the mayflies, if you sat down and looked at how many different patterns of mayflies there are, there must be literally hundreds. But the ones that are really successful, and this is probably been my.
And how long would it take for this to sort of dry up before you can actually get it tied on?
No, I can tie with it virtually straight away.
Varnish, would this not?
No, that way it doesn't make any difference.
It's pretty quick. It doesn't affect the buoyancy or anything like that, or make a dispersal on the water.
And then I can use that fairly quickly. And the beauty of that one is that because of the simple construction of it, is that the fish can chew away at that, and I can still use it. And I would expect, I remember on one occasion where I caught 48 fish, one after another, and I only used 2 of these patterns to do it.
Quite a long time.
And Charles Cotton, in the book The Compleat Angler, said that when the mayfly was on, it was his favourite time, and he actually caught 35 trout in a session from 5 p.m. till 8 p.m. fishing just around where we are now.
That sounds like heaven.
Yeah, it sounds that way.
Let's go and get some.
Because the proof of the pudding is going to be if we can catch a fish on it, isn't it?
Blessed with a beautiful day and an abundant hatch, Tony and Colin decide to head downstream from the fishing temple to try their luck with the newly tied fly.
It's amazing that at an area like this, which is not fished much at all, and yet the fish are really wary. I mean, there's natural mayfly hatching there, but they're very aware that I am here. Having said that, there's one there just decided to. What very often happens is that as the mayfly hatches, just a little bit of movement can be the aggressive trigger. So just occasionally a little pull on the fly can work. But I mean, look at that. There's six mayflies in the air all at one time.
Oh, there's one right in front of our noses.
Right.
I can't see him, but is it just there? That's where he rose. Oh, two!
He come and looked at
two.
it.
They had a look and they've just disappeared. They nosedived down as fast as they came up. I think.
And again.
Yeah. He's looking at it. Oh, he's got quite a big scar on his head, that chap. Well, he's having a second look. Oh, he's very tempted. Hugely tempted. That was a tease.
I think, Colin, they're teasing us.
Oh, they always do, don't they?
But
that's half the fun, isn't it, though, isn't it? It's picking the wits. And
yeah, I think that if we carry on down and then work our way back up, at least we shall know where the fish are.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, because we're walking right over the top of the mark.
Yeah, I think they're seeing us coming down.
Yeah.
And, but there was 2 or 3 there, wasn't there?
Without a doubt.
So that's.
Well, it's a youngster. Oh, he's looking again. No, decided no. He's seen that one before.
Just a bit of interest there while there. I don't know. This is called butterbur, and the reason it's called butterbur was that before the general use of paper, farmers used to wrap butter in this
right, so
to take it to
fair
market.
enough. It's a bit like some of. Have you ever had your Cornish yard?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
that lovely cheese, and they wrap it up in nettles.
That's right.
And it's
yeah.
gorgeous. It's
yeah.
very nice.
Anyway,
I don't know if it's actually edible. It's
well, I don't think it's edible, but I don't think it was poisonous neither.
yeah. Well, there's a rise. It's quite a tricky cast though, because it's right by the side of the
the tree.
The tree, but there's a branch. There's a dead branch there, which is enticingly asking for a tangle.
Oh, there's that tree there. I see what you mean. Well, was he close into that?
One, yeah. I think it's just this side of the. He's not gone for a short. Oh, there we are. Do you see it?
Oh, there's one.
It's a lovely take. It's in front actually. Not an easy caster, I must admit.
Yeah, I think it's going to have to go over the branch if we get to that
definitely.
one.
It's not an easy fish, that one.
Right, Colin, I'll just come.
You want to come?
I'll just see if I can get a bit closer to you. Yeah, it could be quite exciting, this.
He looks a bit bigger than the other one, I thought.
Right. Whoops.
Oh, he saw something, didn't he?
I think there's two there. I don't think that's the one.
For the drift.
As I'm over the branch, I'm hoping that he takes,
Yeah.
because if he doesn't, I'm going to be stuck in the branch.
That's why I thought it looks such a very, it's a very awkward place for it. Oh, that's good.
Close.
That's very nice. Come on.
I'm getting close to trouble.
It's the lead round, isn't it?
No, actually, I think I've got out of trouble. I think.
I don't know, isn't that leader?
I don't think it's gone over the branch anyway. Oh, it has, yeah. Ah, there we are. I thought we might still.
Can you? This is the bit I don't like.
Right.
Have you lost it?
Yeah.
Cut. Because they do that. It's
Might have been one just there.
the rise just down
I
here, haven't we?
think our best bet is just round the corner. There's a couple of faster flowing pieces, and
Oh, as it picks up a little bit.
so
in.
it's a matter of just trying to see a fish. If
lovely bit
you
of
can
river,
see a
isn't it?
fish, isn't it gorgeous? And
Do you
that
get
kind
dippers
of-
here as well?
Yes, a lot.
I haven't seen a dipper for ages. I'd
No,
like to
no,
see
we
a
don't.
dipper again. Rather.
Yeah, I think they're more a moorland.
Yeah,
stream,
last time I
bird.
saw them was down in on Exmoor.
Right.
Quite a while ago now. I was looking,
Yeah, we get.
looking for some high brown fritillaries down there near the River Ex, and
Right.
you see they're bouncy little things. They're rather lovely.
It's just it's getting a bit shallow. That looks a good spot. Let's just see. Yeah, I fancy a fish for
nice,
that
isn't
spot
it?
there. But I mean, if we go down a bit, it's always better if we're coming back up.
Yeah.
Then of course we can see what we're actually looking at. Now that's the spot where I'd expect to see a fish
Just what, just
landing,
underneath?
just
Just
lining that
underneath us,
broken
yeah.
water there.
Hello. Yeah, and we're hoping to catch some fish as well.
I don't know if you want to just start there, Colin, and
Okay,
and
I'll
just
give it a
have a
go,
few
so-
casts. I should get down below here, and then just try a few casts from there. Let's get this out of your way. If you can get a few casts just in that sort of area there.
Did you see one rise?
Yeah. Just let me try and pull a bit of line up. Yeah, a bit more power, and yeah, you've got about the right length of line. Right, that should come right over and get ready to strike.
Oh.
2 minutes too late. Right, shouldn't try and get any more line out because you've got plenty of line.
Yeah.
Colin has not been fly fishing that long, but Tony is very pleased with his fishing style.
These fish are very fast,
They were very good.
and that was right on the button. It was.
I must admit, I didn't expect to cast it as efficiently as that.
Well, it
so-
just shows you if it's all right and you get it right, they're pretty quick. No, you're right. It's just worth a cast or two up in that area.
Straight away. I don't believe it. Thank you. Oh, he's a nice little six incher. He's gorgeous. Absolutely straight away.
Yeah, you just lift him straight up.
Straight
Colin.
up you come, little one. You're gorgeous.
Have a little look at him before you put him back.
It's a beauty, isn't it? There we are.
Yeah, that's about 12 months old.
He's not
You
very
can
old
see the
at all.
little blue
Yeah,
stripes
and
on that
those
one.
little
Beautiful
marks there,
spot.
Isn't he gorgeous?
Yeah. While you're just having a cast there, Colin, I'll just go and try this
Okay.
little run below.
The conditions couldn't really be any better. This is the river dove in its finest form. Tony spots what he thinks might be a lovely fish just under the tree on the far bank. The mayfly are still coming off the water in big numbers.
Right, it's a better fish.
Have a little chat about it.
There's the fish, a little bit darker than the last one. You can see the little red spots on. It's an older fish than that. That's about a 3-year-old fish, and you can see the blue lines are not on it, the same as there was on that one. The adipose fin there, and the lovely colour, that beautiful olive of the fins, and that's a nice fish, nice coloured fish. We'll pop him back, and you'll grow a bit bigger next time.
This really is Duffer's fortnight.
Oh, there's one. He's after that one there, John. Can you see? The spinner that just came up. Oh, my goodness.
Tony has worked his way upstream from Colin and found himself a treasure chest of hungry trout.
Just a random fish come up and just two, but it's a bit better fish that we've had. There we are. Oh, there's one here right under me.
You see, it's quite nice on the surface there, can't you? That's that little thing. Oh, straight away. Can you believe it? On within seconds. Is that a nice little brownie?
Yeah.
See, it is. Oh, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Beautiful little fish. Beautiful. Lovely, isn't it? There's beautiful little spots in here.
See those lovely orange
Absolutely
spots.
gorgeous. Almost that really lovely
And
iridescent sheen of them.
You see the little blue stripes on it?
Yeah.
Those are the paw markings. That means it's a young fish. That
Yeah.
fish is probably
these little
2
blue,
years old.
These little blue marks here.
Yeah, it's the little blue marks
This
there.
is rather attractive dorsal fin as well, isn't it?
Yeah. And the little adipose fin,
Yeah.
can you see the adipose fin at the end?
This one here?
Which that's right, that marks it as a game fish.
Yeah.
There, a beautiful dove trout.
Lovely little one, isn't it?
Where would this have come from? What's the story behind this? A trout like this?
Well, I'm hoping that it bred in here, but
Do they stock this
it's,
river, or is
they might have put some fish in,
Yeah.
but they shouldn't have put them in quite this small. So,
oh, right, so it could be a genuine
so this
wild-
could be a genuine fish.
wild,
Yeah,
it's a-
yeah.
And will the flesh be almost? Would it be pink or would it be?
No, the fish would be.
Would
I
it be
suspect
white?
it'd be white on
Yeah,
that.
so it's,
yeah. There we are,
Of
sir.
course, we had a barbless hook. It's come off nice and quickly as well.
That's it.
Yeah, that's very quick and successful. And how long will he take to recover? Would he be almost on the feed again almost straight away? Do you think?
I think it upsets them.
Oh, it must do.
I think that and there we are, proof of the pudding.
And the fly's still in quite nice condition.
And that's the fly that we've just created.
Well, it just sat on the surface there. You could see, and very easy catch really. That one made itself. But
Right.
Beautiful.
Right, well, you said that was quickly caught. Well, it was really, but it took 60 years of experience.
And how old will that fish be? 2, 3 years old?
That fish would be 2 years old, I suspect. Yeah. Yeah.
And when they're breeding, they're breeding in the sort of the shallower regions rather.
That's
than,
right, they do, but they move out into these areas because the food available obviously is spread over. So there we are. We've had a really nice day on the river. We've seen a lot of interesting things, particularly to do with the mayfly in this time of year. And I know that Charles Cotton would have been delighted. It was his favourite time of year. And there we are. We went to the trouble of tying this fly, a variation on the shadow mayfly, and it really worked for us today. So an excellent day. I think honours satisfied all round.